Hello everyone. I'm so excited to be making scones today. But before I do that, I want to introduce you to a gal named Reese from Australia. And she sent me this beautiful candle that I'm about to light. It's a Little Cocoon company. And this is a French pear fragrance. 100% natural soy. And it smells so good. It's lovely. Thank you again, Reese. She sent me more than that. I also got some wax melts and another just gorgeous candle. Unfortunately, it broke in the mail. I don't know if she's still doing that business, but thank you again, Reese, for those wonderful candles. So this is the Huckleberry Scone mix that I got from Samantha in Idaho. And it's from the Dorothy Company. Let's see. Preheat oven. What are the ingredients here? Let's see. Just unbleached flour. Unbeached. Can you imagine unbeached flour? Okay. Sugar, powdered buttermilk, yeah. Ooh, it has actually got some huckleberry juice and some ground white chocolate. Ooh, you sound really good. Wow. This has wheat milk in it, packaged by Dorothy's. There's phone number and everything if you're interested in buying that. So, now it says 350 degrees, so I better go turn my oven on first thing. Okay. That's done. Try to go really slow and methodical with this, but I tend to be a daydreamer and just set up my ambiance and look around, look out windows and stuff. I guess you know me by now. Maybe. This is just a ordinary Good Housekeeping candle, I believe, that I got from Walmart. But I bought the little teapot from Tractor Supply some years ago, I think. There's a lid to it. Here we go. All set for my pleasant experience of baking. Alright, first thing is to pour the dry mix in a medium mixing bowl. Simple Simon. You never know about these twisty ties, though. Sometimes you can turn and turn and turn and realize you're going the wrong direction. You ever had that happen to you? Yeah, this one, I'm just doing it really slow, so I know I got it. Isn't that a cute ribbon? It's so pretty, the packaging. So pretty. I'm going to save that. I always save these little doodads. You'll probably see it in a future video somewhere. Here's just the cutest little jar of huckleberry jelly or jam on the top of the mix. That's so cute. Oh my goodness. I love the shape. It's got all this powder on it from the flour mix, but it's just gorgeous. I love that there's no label on it, so I can reuse it. course, baking would be so much easier for everybody if everything was a prepackaged mix like this. Those ingredients are so interesting, and it's very basic. All local, all natural. That's kind of neat. I painted my nails a kind of a purplish hue for the sake of matching my set. I get all into these things and it's fun. But I just love this color. Love this color. Okay, in you go. Powder. This recipe's going to be too easy, I think. That's good for me. I might have said in another video that baking is really just not my forte. I don't mind doing it, but I'm not so good at it. Let's see, what do we need here? I need to make a well in the center. I'll just use this fork. Simple enough. Just pour all my wet ingredients right inside of that little well there. I'm going to need a half of this cube of butter. And this recipe actually calls for you to melt it, so I'm going to just cut this here. Yes, I would usually cut it in the air, but there's so many of you that worry about me cutting my fingers, and that's so sweet, so I'll be careful. Alright. Let's take this over to the stove here in a second. Melt this butter. It's so much more fun to melt in a pan because you get that aroma in the house and the sound of the sizzle. As opposed to a microwave, you know, which is kind of boring. But quick, if you need it quick. I remember a long time ago when me and my husband and kids were hanging out with some friends, and I was cutting up a watermelon, and the husband of my friend was watching me with bug eyes. He was freaked out watching me cut that watermelon. He was going, ooh, oh, ooh, Rebecca, be careful. Oh my gosh, I can't stand to watch this. It cracked me up. I mean, I always just, I guess, been somewhat of an adventurous slicer and dicer and cutter. I've never been cut. Anyway, I'm trying to learn to be more careful now, since my hands have become a bit more important to me in my life. Ooh, that smells so good. That smells so good. Now usually when I melt butter, I tend to brown it just a tad bit because I want to add that kind of coloring and caramelizing for the taste and just the color, like I said. Okay, that is done. Slightly brown. Take this over. Yummy, yummy. Okay, let's get that out of the way. How much water do I need? Let's see. Half a cup of water. Now, I don't believe that these are liquid measuring cups. So once again, Rebecca is just doing things however she darn well pleases. Everything usually turns out okay. At the very least, it will taste fantastic. I just know it. Especially now I've seen the ingredients that are in this thing. I'm like, ooh, can't wait. Okay. That's probably enough. That is half a cup. Ready. Move these out of the way. I was going to say, I have moved many times in my lifetime. Grew up in Southern California. And then moved to Montana. And it was in Montana that I picked up this word. Alrighty then. Alrighty. I had never even heard it spoken before. So each place I moved to, I kind of pick up some of the cultural nuances, but also some of the vocabulary. The only thing I haven't picked up in this area, in the South, is yes ma'am and yes sir. I can't stand for anybody to call me ma'am, so when you're commenting, unless you're just teasing me, don't call me ma'am. Oh, I hate that. Especially people that are older than me. Some people that are older than me say yes ma'am, and I'm like, no. I'm younger than you, don't call me ma'am. And then on the other side of the coin, there are those who are 16 years old calling me sweetheart and honey, and I'm going, really? It took a lot of time to get used to it, but I'm used to it, but I haven't adopted it. Except for one thing, I do call a lot of people sweetie and sweetheart, but I only use that term with people who really have actually touched me in some way. So, let's see, what do we do next here? We are going to, I need to get all of that stuff gathered up with some flour. It says to go ahead and get some flour on my hands and put it out on the sheet. So let's get some flour. I didn't realize I was going to be needing flour, but I need sugar too, so let's get that. This flour is almost all gone. Can you tell? I caress it every time. Silly, silly woman. Alright, let us get this bag open and get a fistful of flour. A fistful of flour. Okay. So, put a little on the board and keep some on my hand and see if I can gather all this up. Ooh, I just love this. I'm so excited to go see how this comes out. Feels really good in my hand, almost feels like Play-Doh. I love that feeling. I love that feeling. It's, gosh, I don't even remember what scones taste like, or look like, or feel like, or anything. So this is exciting. I think of scones as being something that's mostly a European thing. And I just don't usually have them. Okay, just a half-inch thick is all I need to do is just kind of spread it out with my fingers. Simple enough. It's hardly any work at all. How am I going to make this video longer for you guys to enjoy if this is such an easy recipe? Do little paper crinkles. I love that baking paper. That's good enough. Let's go ahead and cut this like a pie. It says 8 to 10 wedges. With the way I slice and dice, this is not gonna come out straight, but it'll be fun to try. That looks halfway. Now let's see, I'm already off center. See? Reminds me of pizza. Gosh, everything is just so easy. It's just cutting so nicely and coming apart. I love this. Alright, then it said to just pull those wedges apart. And then I guess it's safe to assume that they are going to puff up a little bit. Okay. I ended up getting 8 pieces because 8 is so much easier to cut than 10. 10 wedges is much more purposeful math and geometry, and I can't do it. Alright. Oh, what the heck, excuse my fingers. Let's get this out. Ooh, this is so fun. It's so pretty. I love it. Isn't that cute? I love them. My little baby scones. Alright. It just says now to brush with milk and sprinkle with sugar. This is just too easy. Oh, I wish all baking was this simple. I'm going to use some half and half. No particular reason. I just When a recipe calls for milk, I usually replace it with half and half. Well, there is a reason actually. Method to my madness is just that I believe that whatever recipe calls for milk is going to become more rich in taste if it's creamier. Like when I make, which I have not been doing for a long time because of my new food plan, but I have not been eating mac and cheese. But when I make mac and cheese, I usually add half and half and Parmesan cheese. Oh my goodness. Way more creamy and cheesier. So good. Maybe I should make that for a video sometime. Okay, now I get to use that pure cane sugar, the natural sugar that I got a long time ago. You can tell how much I use sugar if I still have this bag. Okay, these are neat because they're crystally. So maybe they'll show after it's done baking. I don't know. I do love that sound, though, of the crystals landing on that paper. It's parchment paper. I believe that's what it's called for baking. It's so nice that it can be in a 350-degree oven and not catch on fire. Because it sure makes cleanup really easy. And then, of course, it makes it possible for me to use a pizza pan that has holes in it. Okay. What should I do next? I don't think my oven is finished preheating yet. Let's pick up a little bit while we're waiting. Bring some stuff over to the sink. Get it out of my way. Get it out of my way. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this in the oven now. Isn't it pretty? Oh, I just love them. Oh, look at them shining in the sun. Oh, gosh. I feel like I'm in sweet baking heaven. Especially with my candles going. It smells so good in here even before things start baking. I picked these little flowers from the yard today. Let's see. We need to go all the way to the end and then back again towards the amount of time. 25 minutes. What shall we do? Well, while we're waiting, I will show you again the Plowman coffee that I got from Samantha. Also, she sent me this coffee and the scones, and they're both locally made in Idaho. Boise, to be specific. Boise, Idaho. I can't wait to try this. It's regular coffee, and I'm used to drinking decaf, so by the time I get through with a cup of this, I'll be bouncing off the walls. Especially with the sugar rush. Let me smell this real quick. And I'll tell you, Oh boy, that is just too wonderful smelling. I think coffee smells better than it tastes. This cup my daughter sent me at Christmas. Isn't that funny? Not exactly something I might buy because, I'm 60 years old. I don't feel like I ever wake up sexy in the morning. But she just thought it was so funny and she knew I'd get a kick out of it. So I am going to drink out of that cup today. But we're going to make some of this wonderful draft mule coffee. So hang with me while I do that. Let's grab a few things, put them away. I'm just passing time here until those wonderful scones are finished. But I love that I have so many people to share this experience with me. Even while I make this video, I feel like I have friends that are with me. Alright, let's get back to the coffee making. I'm going to pull this thing out. Take the apple off the top. And let's get this basket out of here. Put in my handy dandy filter. How many cups should I make? I could probably make more than a cup or two because I think my husband will finish it off for me. I think I'll make about 6 cups, I think. I'm never very scientific about measuring my coffee, and I'm the same way with measuring anything. So to those of you who have, what is that thing where you have to be organized? You don't want to hang around with me. I just don't follow recipes all the way and just throw this in, throw that in. Well, that looks like enough grounds to me, and this looks like about enough water. Hey, I've earned that right by years of living. That's enough for me. My husband likes really strong coffee anyway. I wonder if any of you are like me in that the sound of a coffee maker percolating is comforting and pleasurable to listen to. Okay, turn this on. Make it strong. Always make it stronger. Seems like a waste of grounds otherwise. Apple on top. Draft mule coffee. I didn't read where the beans are actually from. I'm not sure what makes some coffee better than other coffee, but I do know that some is better than other for some reason. We're just gonna sit and listen to this for a little while. But I don't think I'll make you wait 25 minutes for the scones to be ready. I'll go off camera for a little while here and there. Meanwhile, though, I can tell you that at some point my husband and I decided that I would get my own coffee pot. And this was the one that we shared for a little while. But he drinks like a pot a day. Like, oh my gosh, and it's strong too. Like, oh, I just want 1 cup of coffee a day, that's all I want. So, but I don't like waiting for him, so I bought my own pot. It's on the other side of the kitchen. And so what I do, I'm gonna get a spoon real quick. Let's see if there's birds. Nothing there. So I make my own coffee, and I put it all. I make a whole big 12-cup pot, and I put it in a, what do you call it? I am totally having a brain fart right now. A plastic pourer. Help me. What is the name? It's not a... Totally having a total brain fart. Well, anyway, this little Tupperware type pitcher. It's a pitcher. Hello, Rebecca. It's such a simple word. Okay, so I have a pitcher, a plastic pitcher, and I fill it up completely with my 12 cups of coffee, and I store it in the refrigerator after my first cup. And it stays good. It's 1 cup of coffee a day of my favorite kind of coffee. So I only make coffee for myself once a week, about. Sometimes it lasts longer than a week. It depends on whether I feel like having it every day or not. So I am just going to sweeten this coffee with my husband's Sweet and Low because it's conveniently close. I normally sweeten my coffee with real maple syrup, which you may have seen me use in a different video. That's my typical standby, but this is just here and it's close. I don't like Sweet and Low as much as I like the other kinds of sweetener, and I'm having another brain fart, so I can't remember the name. It's so sad that words don't come to me as easily as they used to. But anyway, not all artificial sweeteners are made alike. I'm telling you what, the blue and yellow packs are way better tasting than the saccharine kind of Sweet and Low taste. Okay, that is good. Oh my. Thank you again, Samantha, for that wonderful coffee. Well, still just waiting, so I'm fiddling. Fiddle. I just love these plastic crinkles. Isn't that nice? Love that. I don't think I'll save the bag, but It's fun to fiddle with. Meanwhile, I'll just look at my view around me, which I enjoy. Can't wait to see what this is like. Oops, I spilled some. It's so pretty. Taste this. Nice, that is so nice. Can't wait. Let's put that aside here. I gotta wipe this up. Any birds? Look here, a blue jay. Oh, beautiful blue jay. I love you. I love the blue jay. He's gone. I need to go wipe up my mess. Just look at my new lamp on the table. I love that thing. They call it steampunk. Got it from Amazon. Wild Huckleberry Scones. Ooh, boy, oh boy, I can't wait. Adore these. Well, our time is almost up. 25 minutes is not that long, unless you just can't wait to eat it like I feel like. It's so good. That coffee's so good. Well, just drumming my fingers now. Waiting. It's a beautiful day. Take another look at this candle. Isn't that pretty? I just love that. Hand poured in Spring Hill, it says. So nice. It's a beautiful day. I picked some flowers and the little extra things that you do really make a difference, you know. Look at that. Isn't it pretty out? I'm just holding my timer like a little bomb. I hope it doesn't go off in my hands. But we're really close to time. Let's see if I can get a look at this here close up. Oh my goodness, only 1 minute. Yes. I think I can hear church bells ringing. That just is kind of nice. I wonder if I should open the door real quick. Should I open the door? No. Yes. Oh, well, never mind. That answers that for me. Let's just go ahead and take these scones out. I can't wait. Oh, look, they are so beautiful. Oh, so beautiful. Browned and pretty. That's just... Okay, let's just get the oven closed and get these onto a plate. First mine. This is the one I'm gonna have first. I'll bring that over to the table real quick. Let that cool just a bit. Alrighty there. Let's get a paper plate. Put the rest of these aside. I wonder if my husband will like these. I can't wait to try these. Oh my goodness. You should smell this. It's not quite as strong as the smell of the chocolate chip cookies when they're baking, but this is just divine. I'm loving this. And with huckleberry jelly on it too. Oh, wow. Now see, this has ground white chocolate in it, so that's an interesting twist. Let's crinkle some beautiful parchment paper. See? Easy cleanup. Don't have to do a thing with this pizza rack. Just throw away the paper. Depending on what you're baking, you can even reuse your parchment paper. But I think this got just a little dirty, so. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, beautiful. I don't see sugar particles on it, though. That's alright with me. Set that down there. And I can admire that while I taste my scone. Let's put some raspberry. This isn't raspberry. Huckleberry. It's huckleberry jelly. Oh gosh, that's so pretty. Color is just gorgeous. My mouth is watering so bad. All right. First bite. I'm gonna pick it up. That is insanely good. I have to have another bite. I'll use the fork this time. Thank you for joining me, guys. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful